I must be successful and I ought to know this well. I'm sure these should, must and ought to statements sound familiar, because these are nothing but automatic negative thoughts on cognitive distortions that we develop. And like the name suggests, these are faulty, negative, distorted thoughts that we have about some things that happen in our life. And especially should, must and ought to statements are these unrealistic standards and goals that you set for yourself, and when you do not achieve them, you develop anxiety, self-doubt and even depressive thoughts. Now these should, must and ought to statements are of three kinds. One is self-directed, where how am I? For example, I must pass, I must be good, I got to do this, or I should be good at it. Now when this does not happen, it leads to anxiety, shame and even guilt. The second is other directed, how you are. For example, you got to be nice to me, you must do this for me. And when that does not happen, it leads to a lot of anger and conflict. And the third one is world directed, where how the world should be. The world must be nice, the society should be kind. And when this does not happen, it leads to a lot of frustration. Now the most famous American psychologist and psychotherapist, Albert Ellis, who's founded Rational Emotive Behavioral Therapy, which is called REBT, coined a word for these should, must and ought to statements called MUSTerbation. MUSTerbation, where he said that these are irrational beliefs that we have about that everything around me should be perfect so that I can achieve those unrealistic goals and standards that I have set. Now, the first step towards overcoming this is the ICE method, ICE, where I stands for identifying your should, must and ought to statements. That means be a little more self-aware as to what triggers these statements, people, statements, environment or the society that you're living in. Second is call these cognitive distortions, give it a name, call them, give it a funny name like here goes my mind, or now again my mental chatter starts. And third is explore new ways to rephrase them and change your perspective. And for this, the last method, watch my next video where I will share with you how you can overcome MUSTerbation.